welcome to beautiful St. Louis, Missouri. My name is Brendon Gambill, and Mr. Walker, we talked over the phone. I'll be showing you this LT A26 power. I know you said that fuel efficiency, safety, and uptime are all huge for you. So I'll go over those, and if you have any more questions while we're looking over it, don't be afraid to ask. Alright, so as we start walking up to it, you see that this hood is sloped. That gives it for better fuel efficiency. It also gives for better driver visibility. That means that the driver can see in front of them and best in class and to their sides. That's going to keep him safe, your equipment safe, and the people around you safe. It's going to mitigate a lot of little accidents that happen in our world of trucking. Speaking of little accidents that happen all the time, International has decided to go with a three-piece hood and a three-piece bumper. That way, if you ever get a little nick or a dent on one side of your hood or on one side of your bumper, we just have to replace that one piece instead of having the cost to replace all of it. We just have one piece. It's going to do better uptime and save you money. Same thing with the bumper. Going off of these bumpers, this is with the black molded plastic. We can also make the bumper and chassis skirt match the color of the truck. Going off of that, there's a chrome on the grill, but we can also do black plastic there. So we can really give your fleet an edge and really make it look really good driving down the road so people know that it's you. So as we go under the hood, you can just see how easy it is to lift this hood. Best in class. Best in class. It takes almost no effort at all, and your drivers can get right to their pre-trip inspections. There's no excuse for your drivers to not open this hood like that and check out these clear reservoirs like that and keep moving on their pre-trips. Absolutely no reason for them not to be able to do that. Let's say when they're in here in the engine and we need to change some oil or check the oil. These are at belly and chest height, so we don't have to go digging around. On a windy day like today, your drivers might be cautious that this hood is going to kind of fall in on them, but there's actually an auto lock system, so your drivers are going to stay safe underneath the hood. This engine, A26, it's a 13-liter engine. It's actually the lightest in the class, up to 700 pounds lighter than the competition. It's also the quietest engine in class, most fuel efficient engine in class, and it also has the best in-class warranty of 2 years, unlimited miles. And that's not even the best thing in my opinion about this engine. It's got to be the B10 rating. That means that 90% of these engines that are upkept and proper service intervals are going to make it to 1 million miles. If that doesn't say uptime, I don't know what does. We at International stand by what we make, so you can as well. You can be confident in putting your drivers in this, with this powering all of your guys' money in your fleet to make sure that your deliveries make it on time and make it safely. So as I close the hood, once again, how easy it is. You start noticing the hood mirrors and the pedestal mirrors on the door. These are going to make it 40% more, or so 40% better visibility and a bunch more better in fuel economy. So that way you're going to save money on your fuel, and you're also going to save money keeping your driver and then your equipment safe. So as we start walking towards the back of the truck, or the center of the truck, you can tell that we have laddered stairs. They're also perforated, so they're self-cleaning. That's going to be able, so your driver, if it's ever a nice icy day, whether it's Chicago, St. Louis, or New York, they are going to be able to get into their cab safely and going to keep them happy. Once again, we have these ladder steps that are perforated and self-cleaning. We also have our hoses that are right where our drivers need them to be able to hook up to a trailer, and they're also coated in some plastic to keep your cab and your trailer safe from little dinks and paint miscues. So as we start walking back, notice we have some storage, just like a lot of our competitors. As we start getting into the truck, you can see that our battery box is right here, easily accessible if we ever need to jump you up or jump start you. Or your drivers need to take a look, or our mechanics need to look at our batteries, easily accessible and easily attainable. door, you can see how big this door handle is. If I was wearing the thickest gloves in the market, my hand would still fit super easily. When you open it, you can feel and hear how nice of a door this is. It's going to keep the cab quiet along with this A26. It's going to keep the cab quiet, your drivers happier, and keep them on the road without any hitches. When you get into the cab, safety, once again, this map holder is meant for up to 300 pounds. So no matter who your driver is, they're going to be able to get in here 3 points of access safely, easily. So their entry and egress takes a lot less fatigue. A really cool thing that International also has is battery shutoff. That way, if you ever have battery drains or anything like that, your fridge is still plugged in. That way, the truck won't drain your battery if it's not on. So we'll be able to keep you on the road no matter what. So as we keep talking about the inside of the cab, we might as well just get in there. I'll meet you in. I know I'm not the only one impressed sitting in here. I know you are, Mr. Walker. Yes, we have so much space, whether it's the driver, whether it's the passenger. Your drivers and your teams are going to be happy sitting in these Internationals. The first thing that I notice in here is how quiet it is, obviously. Like I said, that door, it's going to fit flush, and with a quiet engine, your drivers are going to be ecstatic to drive these trucks. You also see, when you look out with the sloped hood that we were talking about earlier, just the visibility that I was explaining, that you can see nearly every point of this truck, and it's going to really mitigate these little nicks and dings. You also have 2,000 square inches of windshield, so that's the best in class, the biggest and most visible windshield that we have. As you see here, all of our buttons are laser etched and they're backlit with a lifetime warranty. That means your buttons, they're not going to wear out on you. Some of our competition uses some rubber buttons where it takes a little bit. If you start using them, you can't really see what you're getting at after a while. We've totally mitigated that with these laser etched backlit buttons. Speaking of not really knowing where to go, sometimes when you get into invasive maneuver and your drivers are defensive driving and kind of need to make a last second decision, they need to know where their horn is. So we put it right back to where drivers want. There's nothing like the nostalgia of when you're a kid and telling your truckers to hit the horn, and now they get back to doing so. We have a new gauge, a standard gauge on our LTs. It's a color gauge, so it's going to be colored 5.5 inches. Beautiful. Your driver's going to be able to see what he wants to. We can also use our Diamond Logic there to help with anything that you really need. So we can be able to do anything that this truck needs and you as a driver needs. You also see that we have a winged panel. So all of our buttons that we use on a daily basis and very often are going to be closer to the driver. That's going to stop driver fatigue, and that's going to make them happier, because we know driver turnaround is huge in this industry, and we need to keep drivers in trucks. And I promise you, when drivers get in here, they do not want to drive anything else, whether it's the leather wrapped steering wheel or these mirrors that reduce neck strain and even the buttons that do. We have drivers in mind when we made this International LT. Going on that, a lot of drivers wanted a place to do some paperwork, so we gave it to them. Right in front of the passenger seat, there's just a flat bed that we can do some paperwork on, or whatever the driver needs for. And it also, boom, pops right up for the circuitry. That way, we don't have to dig around in the dash and try to find the circuit board. We just need to pop off one panel and we're good to go. A lot of drivers, we thought, maybe might put a drink right here because it's a flat surface and it might spill. So we actually put a drainage ditch right here. So that's going to keep your circuitry safe, dry, and away from harm. Once again, we love drivers here at International, so we heard them when they said they wanted as much storage as possible. Everything in this cab is meant to have some storage no matter where it is. So we have this hole right above the driver, another one, the same thing on the passenger side, and even right above the dash. We have so much area to put all their stuff, a paper towel holder up top, so they don't have to be reaching and have loose paper towels everywhere. We had the drivers in mind when we were doing this. As we go to the back, more storage, as you can see. APU system to keep the cab cool and warm. A stepping stool that our competitors don't have to get to the top, to top bunk. When you drive in teams, we want to make sure that we're keeping you happy. Along with this beautiful truck, Rush Truck Centers is the best dealership in America. Over 120 locations with something called Parts Connect, which is an Amazon for parts. They make you have your pricing and your availability set up right away. Amazing collision centers, if that's the issue that you guys have that you come across. Financing, we can get you this truck for the best possible situation that you need it for. Whether it's money, price, availability, we have it for you. So with all of that, how about we go back to my office and start the paperwork?